It is in Quran that the ladies and men, they can stay together, they can hang out together, they can spend time together. For example, Moses in Qasas 23, I seek refuge in God from the accursed Satan. When Moses arrived at the water of Midian, he found a crowd of people drawing water there. Standing apart from them, he found two women holding back their sheep. Moses said, "What are you two doing here?" The women said, "We cannot draw water until the shepherds have driven off their sheep," because those shepherds were rude. And they were also closing the well with big rocks, and the women wouldn't be able to lift it off so that they could draw water. You see, our father is a very old man, so Moses drew water for them. Then withdrew into the shade and said, "My Lord, I am truly in need of any good you have in store for me." One of them, the woman, came walking shyly up to him and said Moses was alone, and the woman, she was the daughter of a prophet, and she went there alone. So these people claim that men and women shouldn't have any interactions. She is going to interact with him. She trusts herself, she trusts him, and said, "My father invites you so that he can pay you your wage for drawing water for us." One of the daughters said, "Hire him, father. The best person to hire is someone strong and trustworthy." Strong and trustworthy. When they saw him lift that rock up very easily, they understood that he is very strong and he is very trustworthy. How can they understand? He is very kind, very polite. So if he is trustworthy, you can talk with him, you can interact with him. But God leaves it to the women to decide. For example, Prophet Solomon. Queen of Sheba goes and visits him. Prophet Solomon tells her to enter the palace. However, the surface is made of crystal, but it looks like it is deep pool, and she was wearing a skirt. So she thinks it's a deep pool. So she draws up her skirt so that her skirt doesn't get wet. So Prophet Solomon was playing a joke, making a joke, so that she would bare her legs. Obviously, that's the only thing she's going to do, so that her skirt won't get wet. So she bared her legs, lifting her skirt up. She thought it was a very deep pool. And if it's a deep pool, how much do you think she bared her legs? She must have bared it a lot. They cannot deny it. It's a verse in Quran. And then Prophet Solomon tells her the truth. It is not a pool. It's just the surface. It's just the floor that looks like water. But she has already bared her legs. And then Queen of Sheba says that together with Solomon, now she is on first name terms with Solomon, she says, "Now I surrender to God," together with Solomon. She says that I'm going to follow his fate and I surrender to God. I accept his fate. And then Prophet Solomon marries her anyway. And then he has a son with her. In Ethiopia at the moment there are reportedly still the families of Prophet Solomon, people coming from his family. So in another verse, God says that when women come to you to swear allegiance to you, accept their allegiance. How do you think they did that? They saw him, and the Prophet Muhammad saw them. In another verse, God says to Prophet Muhammad, although you like their beauty, the women, you are not allowed to marry anymore. But God says that you look at them and you like their beauty, but still, even though you like their beauty, you are not allowed to marry anymore. But the radicals claim that the women back in the time of Prophet Muhammad were covered from head to toe in black, like they were crows. But obviously it wasn't like that, because God says that even though you enjoy their beauty, you like their beauty, you are not allowed to marry anymore. But God says that if they give themselves to you, then okay, you can have them. And all the women wanted to give themselves to Prophet Muhammad, except their allegiance. Everyone swore allegiance to Prophet Muhammad, and the traditional way of doing is you sit down face to face. She says, "I swear allegiance to you," and he accepts it. This is the way it's done. For example, Mary, she traveled alone, and Gabriel, the angel, came in the form of a handsome man, and Mary spoke to him. She didn't run. In Nur Surah 61, there's no objection to the blind, no objection to the lame, no objection to the sick, nor to yourselves. If you eat in your own houses, or your father's houses, or your mother's houses, or places to which you own the keys, or those of your friends, there is nothing wrong in your eating together or eating separately.